Good evening, everyone. So, I really had to ask myself this question because there's been a lot of information and news on Kanye West and what's really going on with him. Is it the money? Is he cooning for his white paymasters? Uh, is he crazy? Is he losing his mind? Um, is he having manic episodes from his bipolarism? These are a lot of the questions that people are now asking. And when we look at such an iconic figure who is very, very influential, and the fame and fortune that his designing and music has done to the industry, then you take into account what's essentially happened to Kanye West when his bipolarism really started or really to flare up. Either it was before his mom's death or after. But I think a lot of these things are not taken into consideration. Um, I believe he was a lot older when he lost his mother. I lost my mother when I was 12. So who knows how that affected him? Did that bring on the bipolarism, or did he already had it, but it was, subsided? He's maybe been medicated for it. I don't know. I don't know when he exactly got it. But the major question that everybody's throwing around, people are describing and um, giving their tale of what's going on with Kanye West. And some people are relating it to his mom's death. They said he really started to have these issues after his mom has, passed away. And his claim to fame is a man of his own making. We all know that he essentially made Kim Kardashian famous. When you look at Kim Kardashian, what rings to you? Designer, perfume, what? Because she got her fame through Kanye West. She was basically nobody that the world knew at the time. I'm not saying in her local area, LA, whatever, but before Kanye West, there was no Kim Kardashian. There were the Kardashians, okay? But there was no Kim Kardashian being the most single iconic figure and richest probably outside of that family now. These are things that I'm just, thinking about, that I've been speculating somewhat. And I'm really trying to figure out which, come on, guys, at this point in life, things are just interesting. It's not going to move you one way or another. It's not going to change your life one way or another. But there's things to be learned from this. Now, I don't suffer from bipolarism, so I have no idea um, essentially what does it do to you and the way you think about things. But I have read some of the diagnosis. But that leads me to Kanye's West Instagram page, where he's posted some comments on there, and they're still up. They're still up. I'm gonna read some of these comments because I really do think it's important. I really do think it's important that we look at this because one of the things that I'm noticing here is a pattern. Bought some Supreme to be able to influence a high school demographic. Then they bought you into seal the art BLM and demographic. He states that money is not power, but positioning is power. Real estate is power. Energy is power. Food is power. Water is power. They're not going to give us what we need. We have to put it together ourselves. NBA, Universal, JP Morgan, and so on, all divide us to conquer us. We need Ice Cube and Claude Anderson in the same, not just all the BLMs calling to threaten my life all over again. Okay? That's his first message. He goes on to say, it's hard to find real friends when you're a walking meal ticket. I love them as a friend and my brother. He loved me. These past few days have felt like an extension of Virgil's funeral. Virgil played the game perfectly and still killed him. He only came with love and only posted the right thing, same as Kim and Dre, but he still passed. We got to take a new approach. So he has these messages going on for a while here, kind of displaying, I guess, all of his thoughts, what's going on between him and his kids and his kids' mom and yada yada yada. And really, all of this is to be looked at and examined because in one breath, I forgot when these post was actually listed on Instagram. But nonetheless, lately he's been speaking like a white supremacist about how he coincides and understands and sympathizes with white men. Those are two extreme opposites when you're talking about they have never did this, they have never did that, which seems to be, and then he names white organizations like Universal and JP Morgan, right? He named them by name and bring in Ice Cube and Dr. Claude Anderson, and then flips it and said that white lives matter, which we all know, family, that all lives matter, but the Black Lives Matter movement, okay, don't get it confused with the organization, movement was for this world, was for this nation to understand that you are killing us with impunity, the constant discrimination. When we mean our lives matter, it's not just the physical body, but the social body, the spiritual body, the freedom that other American citizens have. So, of course, him wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, all the comments and statements he's been making, family, you already know what that looked like. You already know what that looks like. Because when we look at this thing, I was sitting back and I was reading his Instagram posts, and then I was hearing him on Drink Champs. I just was hearing all these things, and I was just sitting back like, why is he saying these things in the way that he's saying them? Because at the end of the day, family, it is what it is. Whoever's in power is in power, and they have the power to destroy you. So there is a very unique way in how you maneuver, especially when you believe you're on top of the world. But anyway, I was just like, what is he thinking? What is he thinking essentially? Because, I mean, we all have this notion, we all have this power, we all have this pride in the Black community. And we can just be walking down the street and see somebody, hey, what's up, man? We got that connection. It's
cake, black on black, my thoughts so black on black, my skin.
And that's how we feel. So a lot of those things, family, we have to really think about before we attack certain situations. But is Kanye West crazy? Now, when things start to affect your money, so to speak, when things start to affect your money, we have to think of things very, very carefully, because with money, he's a billionaire. He has not only the power, but the resources to help so many people. And again, it's not like he has $1 billion in the bank. It's more so he is worth $1 billion, or he may have $1 billion in assets. That means in property and music titles and rights and contracts and this, that, and the other. But essentially, he's a billionaire if he cashed everything all out. But he is definitely jeopardizing, or has jeopardized, that by in the way he spoke about Jewish people. Okay? As we know, the famous tweet, I believe, was that he basically woke up and wanted to go DEFCON 3 on them. I don't understand it. Of course, he's in the higher echelon of business, the higher echelon of entertainment. So I'm pretty sure he has a closer eye on the situation. But hey, just like my wife always tell me, there's a right way and a wrong way, and just try to stay professional at all costs. But here in the article, it states here that after Kanye West made anti-Semitic and controversial comments, Adidas, Gap, CAA, Balenciaga, all severed ties with Kanye West. Now, I don't know the contracts and how that essentially breaks down. But when we look at these things, family, he hurt his bread. He hurt his cheddar. He hurt his cheese. He hurt his moolah, money, whatever you want to call it. He has hurt that because people like Gap, Adidas, CAA, and CAS, CAA is a talent organization, okay? Also with MRC, Balenciaga, and this was the one that really, kind of threw me for a loop, so to speak, was Def Jam. It says West is also no longer with record label Def Jam. I didn't know that because I know he had his good music brand under Def Jam, if I can recall. Jeremy Zimmerman, CEO and co-founder of talent agency UTA, told staff in a memo on Sunday to please support the boycott of Kanye West. And the Endeavor talent agency, Air Emanuel, said companies that make money from West like Spotify and Apple should drop the rapper, though it's not clear what relationship the two companies have with West. So, family, this is where the system of white supremacy, and I'm not coinciding with Kanye at all, but this is when the state of white supremacy, the system, actually can punish you without the police. Like, again, if you have freedom of speech and this, that, and the other, this is what I think he was protesting maybe last year about trying to cancel culture. Well, you can't do that. No one can cancel culture. You know why? If large organizations get together and they decide to cancel you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They will call every media source and say, do not put Kanye West on TV. Do not do a documentary. Do not do a news. They will cancel you. They will tell Spotify and all these, Pandora, all these large music groups to strip, to eradicate, to delete all Kanye West from all the music files. The only way that you will probably get Kanye West is through Amazon, buying one of the CDs. Do they have that power? Yes, indeed they do. Yes, indeed they do. Is it right that they can punish you even without the police because of your comments? This is the world that we live in. And social media is a very huge thing. There's trillions of video and audio files on the internet, but somehow, some way, when you say something that seems to be crazy and that are threatening to a group of people, then guess what? This is forever. This is forever. Everything is stored in the cloud. They have large buildings where they store every video, even this video, your clip. If you post it on Facebook or Meta, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it may be, it's still there. There's some remnants of it. They can always recall it. So just remember what you post because, again, this can be costly. A lot of people, of course, in the racist community have lost their jobs, thank God, because of the racist comment they made on camera. And they thought shit didn't stink.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
So when I think about that, watch what you say because it can and will affect you. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, according to Forbes, with the Adidas deal no longer in place, West loses his spot on his billionaires list. So Kanye West is no longer a billionaire. He's no longer a billionaire. Kanye West is no longer a billionaire. After he lost his contract with Adidas. West was estimated to be worth $2 billion, one of his favorite things to brag about, but $1.5 billion was attributed to his partnership with Adidas. That is no more. As a result, he is now estimated to be worth $400 million. Kanye West has lost $600 million in one day. Excuse me, $1.6 billion in one day. Kanye West, let's get it straight, family, has lost $1.6 billion in one day. He's only now worth $400 million. Now, granted, I want you to think about it on a level we can all understand. You was once worth $4 million and now you have $40,000. Does that make any sense? At one point in time, you was worth $4 million. Now you're only worth $40,000. I'm trying to give you some correlating contrast so you understand the this enormous loss of money that he could have done and changed the world with in a positive manner. Even though he doesn't have to, it's his money, but he still lost it. It also states from his music catalog, real estate, cash, and his 5 stake in Skims, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand, all these other deals he's tied into is the reason why he's worth $400 million. Now, the more people that leave Kanye West, that $400 million is going to depreciate very, very quickly. It goes on to say West's deal with Adidas to be in place through 2026, but he has been critical of the German brand for months now, accusing CEO Casper Roster of copying my ideas for our products. Okay? So again, the question I'm still posing to you guys is Kanye, I can't even say it again. Is Ye crazy? Let's just put it that way. Is Ye crazy? That's what we really need to think about. And again, this an example, family, and you can make it applicable to your life depending on how you look at it. There's a lot to be said here. Because I don't really think that we're looking at it, oh, I'll never do that. I'll never say nothing stupid or crazy on the internet and have it come hunt me back down. And then him be so iconic and popular and famous. There's a lot of people that's taking Kanye West side. I cannot say Kanye West. Damn, I'm just gonna say Ye. There's a lot of people taking Ye's side. Oh, you right, Kanye, you right. And people are like, man, what are you saying on this? And I'm like, privately, I'm another way. Publicly, I'm like, hey, no comment. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, you still have to feed your family. See, people are getting behind Kanye, this, that, and the other. But if Kanye West lose it at all them people gonna give him his money back? He say, hey, I fell on a sword for you guys. And now that I'm only worth $1, can you guys at least get me back to 100 million? How many people are going to actually give Kanye West money if he loses it all? And I don't wish that for the brother, because those people in the dominant society, in the system of white supremacy, they do all sorts of demonic things and get away with it. And when you really look at it, family, instead of, even though they're still killing us in the street, even though we're still being laid off without just cause, even though we're getting killed with impunity, they still find out ways to really destroy us. And I'm just using that as an example. When you really think about it, it's kind of dawned on me. Now, whether you agree or disagree with these people, potential crimes or crimes they were convicted of, that's on you. But here's the thing. They have destroyed Bill Cosby. There's people in the Black community stating that they don't believe, what they're accusing him of. And there's other people who believe that he's done it. That's on you, okay? But they destroy him. They destroyed R. Kelly. They destroyed Michael Jackson. And now they're destroying Kanye West. Some of you going to say, well, he deserved it. He should never said what he said, and X, Y, and Z, and da-da-da-da-da. Some of you are going to support him. But nonetheless, they can still destroy you without even using the police. And what people say, the higher you up, the longer the fall. I just want you guys to think about that. But now we're going to move on to what really rung a bell with me, family. I see we got Jermaine Anderson in the room. Focus Williams, good evening. Hey, family, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to Kanye West and all the things that he's saying. Then he brought up George Floyd, which kind of got me like,
are you serious right now, bro? Are you serious right now, bro? Are you serious right now, bro? Are you serious right now?
That's the way it kind of had me. I wanted to know, was he really serious about the things that he was stating? It's like he got his talking points from Candace Owens. Like, what are you saying, bro? See, here's my thing, family. People who know me, they know I say some of the most craziest things, but they just don't know the things that I don't say. There's just some things I forego, I do not say at all, right? But then there's a lot of things I do say, which people think that he'll say anything. But no, that's not the case. Probably locked up by now, but I said everything that was on my mind. But this right here, you got freedom of speech. But family, with freedom of speech comes, you have the freedom of responsibility. You have the freedom of accountability, because the things you say out of your mouth, especially in a public setting, you're going to have to be accountable and responsible of those statements. So when we look at this, family, I really want you to listen to this.
They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that.
Stop right there. He just stated that the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. Now, family, I've done martial arts. I've done combative training for the military. From the angle views from what we saw, how the hell can you know that? He saw the Candace Owens documentary and he's saying his knee wasn't even on his neck like that. Bruh, if you got somebody's neck, if you also encompass their trachea, their esophagus, depending on where the knee is, regardless of that, you may not even need that much pressure or that much weight. Because here's the thing. You can do a blood choke and you can do a wind choke, depending on the knee placement. But nonetheless, why say that? Because now that's some crazy shit to say. You know, all the trials and tribulations that the Black community goes through, and they kill one of us in the street. I don't care if he was high on cocaine. I don't care if he was high, whatever he do. But to say this? All right.
When he said mama is his girlfriend. I don't give a fuck, because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed.
Little short clip that I found. It's a little short clip that I found, but I was just really thrown back by that comment. And I wasn't, you know, everybody is a Kanye West fan during his college dropout days, those earlier CDs, those first, 3 CDs, I believe. Then after that is, you know, he did a whole CD where he was using auto-tune. That's kind of when everybody stopped listening to Kanye West. But things like this is very dangerous. You know why? Because people in a dominant society believe that Black people are a monolith. They believe that we're all the same. So they're taking what Kanye West is saying. It's like the Black community is saying that as well. And we know that we're all independent thinkers. The one thing that we have in common is a system of white supremacy and how we are subjugated under it, how we are oppressed under it. And here's the thing. I know a lot of Black people who do not believe they are oppressed. And then you have other people will tell you because they have not received their Black wake-up call. Because we've seen it. We've seen it when people get online and post videos. I don't know why this happened to me. Wait a minute. They called you the N-word and why they was kicking you and you don't know why it happened? And they told you to go back where you came from. You don't know why it happened? Yeah, this the violence. That's when I go. Very silently. That's where I go. That's how I think about it. It's just ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous, family. Let me continue here. So I had to take this a little further, and I had to ask myself, maybe there's more information that we need to know about Kanye West. The first thing I asked myself, I don't know what crazy is. I don't know what crazy is. So let me define crazy. Sometimes you may know the understanding and etymology of a word, but sometimes the definition loses you. Like, I don't know exactly what the word crazy means, but let me go ahead and just look it up real quick, okay? Mentally deranged, especially as manifested in a wild or aggressive way. It also states a little lower, a mentally deranged person. Keep that crazy away from me. So now that we know that crazy means a mentally deranged person, now we can probably understand some of the things that has been going on with Kanye West. And I'm not stating that we're doctors and we can diagnose, or we're psychiatrists and we can diagnose if he's crazy or not, but we can come to our own personal conclusion, right? That's the freedom we have. It states that the Grammy-winning rapper Ye has caused quite a social media frenzy over the past year. It states that the drama started when the reality TV star Kim Kardashian, Ye's ex-wife, went public with her new relationship with the Saturday Night Live comedian Pete Davidson in late of 2021. During that time, Ye had several public outbursts, mostly on social media, related to Kardashian and Davidson romance at that time. He was briefly suspended from Instagram for his outbursts. I'm gonna be very conscientious of this. I didn't really look at them as outbursts. Okay, your wife left you, and now she's with somebody else with your kids. I mean, family, we've probably all experienced this on some level, or we knew someone who has experienced this. So I just think that he did it again publicly. He did it publicly. We do it privately. We don't know why he made all these social media posts, but all of us either know somebody who's been through that, or somebody who's been through that, or we've been through that, where you are just kind of acting a straight fool. Your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend left you, right? And you had kids with them, and now you know the person they're with. Like, again, I'm not saying I'm giving them a pass. I'm saying, bruh, I understand. And then we continue on here. This is where it gets dangerous. More recently, Ye made headlines again for a series of racist and anti-Semitic actions and social media posts, which ultimately led Instagram and Twitter to restrict his accounts. Many people have watched this drama unfold, blah, blah, blah. Now, we get into what supposedly Kanye West, because again, I don't know his medical records. I don't know if he has been clinically labeled bipolar. I believe he said something publicly that he was, so we can go with that. It says that as a psychiatrist, I was surprised by how few people show compassion for Ye. Family, a psychiatrist said, I cannot talk today. I was surprised by how few people show compassion for Ye, despite his open struggle with bipolar disorder. So, a psychiatrist is stating that no one is showing compassion for Kanye West. Because on one hand, people are stating that Kanye West knows exactly what he's doing. He is catering and pandering to his base, which is mostly white men and also white teenagers, the largest group that buys and listens to his music. Family, I don't know. See, that's the thing. I know some people go hard in one direction. Kanye West, he know what he doing, and they're all, Kanye, man, you know, he suffering bipolar, he crazy, man, so he don't know what he be doing. But the psychiatrist is stating, I know this is one psychiatrist out of many, but nonetheless, said they were surprised how people didn't have compassion for Kanye West, even though they know he suffers from bipolar disorder. So, of course, like anything else, family, I had to go over and define what is bipolar disorder because I simply don't know on this level. Bipolar disorder is a mental health condition that causes extreme shifts in a person's mood and energy level. A person with bipolar disorder may experience periods with an extremely elevated or irritable mood called manic episodes or mania, as well as episodes of depression. These shifts are more severe than the normal changes in mood that affect everyone. Here we go. They involve impaired thinking and behavior and can affect your ability to function day to day. One thing they forgot to mention, it can also have you lose $1.6 billion in one day. But see, these are the things that people are not really defining. Of course, the media is blasting. And again, I am not sympathizing with him. I'm just covering it. I'm just asking questions. So if we all know he suffers from bipolar disorder, another question you should pose is, should we give him a pass? Should we ignore it? Should we address it? Do we care? How does it affect the Black community? Because regardless if you like it or not, like, oh man, he don't represent everybody. We know that. They don't. They don't know that because just like anyone else, President Joe Biden even said, unlike the African American community, Hispanics are well diverse. So that statement alone was very informative for people who was really behind Joe Biden. It's like, wait a minute, we all a monolith? We're all the same? How is that? We're not. We're very diverse in our thinking and our behavior, the way we speak. I mean, all sorts of things, but nonetheless, that's what your president said. So when I look at this definition here, they can involve impaired thinking and behavior and can affect your ability to function the day to day. Could we contribute that his last episodes were mania, were manic episodes, and that his thinking and behavior is impaired, and that is the way why he is saying and doing the things he's doing? Or he's not suffering from any manic episodes and he knows exactly what he's doing. Who are we to really make a decision? I mean, yeah, you can make a decision. But I don't possess these tools. I don't possess the answers. I can't read his mind or his thoughts or his thinking. Some people will gather up evidence throughout the years and say, oh, well, he's not crazy and he knows exactly what he is doing because he has surmounted $2 billion in wealth. So evidently, he wasn't that damn crazy, right? That's justification. But we know some of the most intelligent and richest people, right, geniuses, suffer from some sort of mental illness. You guys remember Nikola Tesla? You remember him? Yeah, he died alone in a New York apartment. And he's the one that created all sorts of technologies that we still use today. I mean, damn, Elon Musk named the company after him. The Tesla coils, look that up. But if you read the story about Nikola Tesla, it's quite surprising because he was a genius, and Kanye West has been labeled a genius. So when you think about that, for me, it all falls in line. Are geniuses crazy? We have to think about it, family. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I really wanted to bring that to your attention because I thought it was very intriguing. Maybe you thought about it the way I did, maybe you didn't. But a lot of times I kind of like to just cover it because, you know, I listen to all sorts of Black media, and I saw Black media kind of moving in one general direction. And I'm still up in arms about it. I don't know to go this way or that way. But the major question that everybody has literally been really toying with for the past week or so is Ye crazy? Is he crazy? But of course, family, in the court of public opinion, that is your choice to make. Other than that, I'm just going to be rocking.
Cake, black, 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 black on black, black, my thoughts so black, 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 I'm black, my skin is so black, I'm